let's just give them another minute and then we'll get going.
Sounds good.
How much was it? Like $1,400? No, whatever.
All right, let's get started, guys. We want to respect Rachel's time and want to hear everything she has to share. So we're going to get started. So I'm thrilled to introduce you all to Rachel Adams-Lee. Rachel is a mega agent, a real estate coach, and an author. She lives in Northern California, right outside Sacramento. She started in the business in 2012, and she started by door knocking. You ready for this? 200 doors a week and doing 3 open houses a week. That was the beginning of her career. Fast forward 3 years, by her 3rd year in the business, she was named in the top 1,000 agents by the Wall Street Journal, top 1,000 agents in the country. And now she has more of a social media focus. As her business grew, she decided to have more of a social media focus. And to give you an idea, she started with 17 referrals and she got them via Facebook. Last year, 2020, during the pandemic, she had 131 referrals from social media. So Rachel's here today to tell you exactly how you can do that too. So Rachel, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I super appreciate you having me. And like you said, I got to speak to you guys 3 years ago in person. Things obviously look a little different now, but I'm so excited. And Steve, I appreciate everything you've done to get me here and just get all booked out. You were one of the ones to jump on it early. So I'm super appreciative.
Well, we're thrilled to have you. Thanks so much.
Awesome. All right, you guys. So today is going to be jam-packed. I'm going to kind of roll with you. We are going to be talking all things social media. So I have a new coaching course. It's a social media masterclass for realtors. And today I'm going to give you a 45-minute sneak peek into it. We're just going to get into some of the goodness. And then we're going to have some Q&A at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the chat box open in case you guys have questions or anything pops up. I can kind of address it as we're going through, but don't hesitate because at the end, we're going to turn all our cameras and we get to hang out for a few minutes and just kind of dig into everything. You ready? All right. So who am I? How did I get into this big crazy business that we're in? So my name is Rachel Adams-Lee. I've been in real estate now about 9 years. When I got in real estate, it was 2012. So there were short sales, there were REOs, and the market was very, very different. Similar where there's not a lot of inventory as we are now, but it was challenging. And I was managing a real estate office at the time. And I remember seeing everybody else's paychecks coming in. It was so much more money than I was making. And I just thought, if I could be a realtor, I'd have unlimited income and it'd be so easy. I just need that business card. So I got my license and it was hard work. I really thought that once you have your license, everyone just starts to call you and offer you to sell their house. And it was not the way that worked. So I started my business real old school. I door knocked, like you said, door knocked 200 doors a week, did 3 open houses a week. And I didn't close a deal for the first 4 months. So you have to think about like that grit and determination and blisters you earn. But I was able to sell 39 homes that first year and then 109, then 123. So 3rd year in the business, I hit Wall Street's top 1,000 agents in the country. I still have that designation today and life is very, very different. I am a big fail forward fan. So it's been messy. I've had massive, huge, crazy teams. I've had small teams. I've blown up my team. I've done all the things. And, you know, I really realized in this journey of real estate that with door knocking, I could talk to one person, but with social media, I could talk to thousands simply with the click of a mouse. And so for me, it was really, really important to be able to just figure out how to deliver my message, because everyone said, when I got in real estate when I was 26, and everyone said that realtors are like used car salesmen. Have you guys ever heard that? Like they said we're slimy. I was like, why do people think that about us? And I realized it was because most agents were like, it's about how much money I can make, how many houses I can sell. And I was like, but it's also about how many families we can help. Like this is the biggest financial decision most people will ever make. And they're choosing us, like they're trusting us. And so I decided that I was going to use social media to build my business, but I was going to do it by adding value to others. Every day I was like, how can I add value? What can I do to, put a smile on someone's face or educate them? So I was like, I'm either going to entertain them or I'm going to educate them every day in some way. And so that first year when I focused, it was 17 referrals, then it was 50, 131. I mean, it's just continuing to grow. We've already beat our referrals for this year and we're in June. So that's a little bit crazy. I now run 4 different 6-figure businesses and all of them are through social media. And I've written a book. If you guys follow me on social at all, you know that I'm a new mama. My kid's 22 months. Like I understand he's almost 2, but I feel like I'm still a new mom. I don't know if anyone else feels that way or has the like new dad that has a kid, but I feel like I'm still new and I don't know, he's my baby. And I'm obsessed with Nutella and pineapples, and if you know me, you know me. So all right, so this is a picture of my real estate team. Our slogan is on the bottom. It says, we live here, we work here, we're here for you. Why? Because we live here, we work in the community, and we're here for the community. And this is an example of my branding. I'm going to kind of dig into a little bit more of the branding side of things, but what you guys will see here is everything's super duper consistent. My headshots can be consistent, my branding's consistent, my message is consistent. There are so many people who get into real estate and they jump in and they're hot and heavy, and then it's a little harder than they thought and they get right out. The people that are following you, the people who are engaging with you, they want to know you're not going anywhere. So consistency with your message and your branding is extremely important. So what I'm going to do for the next little bit here is I'm going to dig into my social media model, how I've built this business. And like I said, this chat box for you, it's here for you to ask questions. So if there's anything that comes up that you're like, oh, can you clarify that? Or you have a follow-up question, pop it in the chat and I'll make sure that I address it for you. First things first, what I would love is for everybody on here to write down 2 things in the chat box. 1, what social platform are you using? Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, like which one do some people use? Snapchat, some people use TikTok, whatever it is for you. So what social platform are you using and how many referrals did you get last year through social media? So take some time, go in the chat box and write down for me what platform you're using and then how many referrals you got last year through social media. And I'm going to start talking, but I just kind of want to see, I want to get a gauge for this group, kind of where you guys are at. All right. So number 1, if you're going to use social media as a business platform, so many people are like, I literally don't even know where to start. I don't even know what to talk about. So I want you to take pen to paper and I want you to write down 1 through 5. You're going to write down 1 through 5. And what you're going to do is we're going to help you figure out your passions, what you're passionate about, what makes you tick, why somebody would want to follow you on social media, and maybe why somebody would want to be, give you some business in real estate. So, okay. So a lot of you on Facebook, couple Instagrams, let's see, someone in their first year, go Molly. Let's see. Okay. So 5 referrals, 1 referrals, lots of no referrals yet. Okay, cool. Okay, perfect. You guys, you're in the right place then. We'll be able to help you increase those numbers. All right. So you're going to write down 1 through 5. Now, number 1 for you, I want you to write down real estate because that's the industry we're in. Okay. Now 2 through 5, that's going to be up to you. I want you to think about what you're passionate about. Maybe you like clean eating and working out. You write that down. Maybe you love travel. Write that down. Maybe you love inspirational quotes. Write that down. Maybe you love, fishing and hunting. Write that down. Like whatever makes you tick, I want you to write it down. If you are married and you have kids, hopefully you like them. You write that down, right? So I want you to think about things you're passionate about. And if you're stuck at 4 and you're like, I wrote down 4 things, one's real estate, one's my family, One's my health. Like, you wrote it down, you're stuck on number 5. I want you to think about when you're on social media, when you're scrolling, what stops you? What grabs you? The goal, write this down if you're taking notes. The goal is to stop the scroll. The goal is to stop the scroll. So I'm going to give you some actual tactical content and posts that you can do so that people are going to be scrolling and they're going to stop because they're like, oh, wait a second. This has grabbed my attention. This is somebody I want to interact with. The thing with real estate is people work with people they like, and they like you, but they might not know exactly who you are. And I think there's this big mistake where a lot of people post when they're in real estate. So they're like, okay, I'm going to talk a lot about real estate and that's what I'm going to post about. The problem is if all you do is post about real estate, people are like, she's just out to get more business. She's just out to build herself. She doesn't really care about me. And they're going to delete you and they're going to unfollow you. So you're going to write down 1 through 5, your 5 things you're passionate about. Okay. And like I said, if you've got 4, think about when you're scrolling, what stops you. Likely it's something you're passionate. Maybe it's your fur babies. Like there's something else that gets you moving. And if you don't know, if you're super stuck, talk to one of your good friends. Be like, hey, I have a social media challenge and I'm curious. I've got 4 things I'm passionate about. What do you think my 5th would be? Guarantee you they're going to be like, oh, of course it's this, right? Number 2, post first thing in the morning. All right. So if you guys have heard that word called algorithm, it's like this word that it's like very intimidating for a lot of people. They're like, oh, the algorithm, the algorithm. All the algorithm is, I'm going to break it down for you. It's how much impact and influence you have in the social world. So let's use Instagram, for example. With Instagram, there's a lot of tools you can use. You can make a post, you can do a story, you can comment on it, you can you can send a direct message, you can do a reel, you can do IGTV, right? Like you can make your own meme. There's so many different things you can do with social media. And every time you use one of those tools, you hit the algorithm, and Instagram's going to say, hey, she's using my platform. She's doing what I want her to do. Let's get some more eyes on her stuff. Let's get some more eyes on her stuff. You guys are spending so much time creating your content, or you're going to be, but the same people see it over and over. The current algorithm right now hits about 7% of your friends. 7% of your friends are seeing what you're doing. The deal is if you're not seeing them, they're not seeing you. The most we can get to right now is about 42%. And most of us, like, think about if you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook and you look at the highlights, right? Those stories, the little bubbles on the top, you see the same people over and over again. Well, that's not going to build your business because it's the same exact people, but you have so many more people in your world. So how do you get to those people? How do you have new people see your content? We're going to get to that in a second. And to hit the algorithm, a lot of people say, well, when do I post? Like, when will I get the most eyes on my content? There's all kinds of things that say, oh, 6:12 to 7:14 in the morning. I don't want to stress you guys out with that. Post first thing in the morning. I want you to wake up and I want you to make your post. Because what happens for most of us is we wake up in the morning, we should, say our affirmations, do our workout, all that. But most people wake up in the morning, they grab their phone and they start scrolling on social, right? And what happens is you instantly start to feel like crap. You do, because you're looking at everyone else who's accomplished something for the day. They've made their posts, they've gone here, they've gotten this award, they've closed this many houses, and you instantly start to feel less than. Like, how crappy is that to wake up in the morning and already feel like you're behind? So I'm a huge fan of being proactive in my real estate business and my social media, which means that I have prepped my post the night before. And so when I wake up in the morning and it's ready to go on social, I can make my post. Then I can enjoy, then I can relax, and I can start commenting and, looking at other people if that's how I want to start my morning. But I want you to be really intentional, because we're not trying to make this crazy thing where, like, you just wake up and you're like, oh no, what do I do? If you post first thing in the morning, what happens then is people have the most amount of time throughout the day to respond to you and to check your content. Like, it's a pretty awesome thing. Now, what should you post about? So a lot of people get really stressed out and they say, how often should I talk about real estate? What should I be talking about? Do I need a personal page? Do I need a business page? So my rule of thumb is an 80-20 principle. 80% of what I post about, it's personal. It's who I am. It's what I'm doing. It's what I'm reading. It's what I'm eating. It's what makes me tick as a person, right? And then 20% is real estate. Most realtors, in fact, a lot of realtors have that flip-flopped. They talk mostly about real estate and they'll pencil in a little bit of their personal here and there. I'll be honest with you, my lowest producing posts, and this is me as well, my lowest producing posts are my real estate posts. That's going to be my lowest producing post. However, consistency is what matters. Like I said, it doesn't matter if most of us, when you make a post on real estate, your mom's going to like it and a couple of your real estate friends. I'm going to teach you how to get more engagement than that. And don't stress out if you have lower engagement on your real estate posts. The consistency is what's going to matter here. Again, people work with people they like. Yeah, Mara just said you can also schedule your posts. She does that if she's busy. I schedule my posts as well, especially if I have a lot going on that week. I'll have my content ready ahead of time. I use an app, which I'll put it in the message really quick. Hold on, let me put this in here for you guys. I use an app called Google Keep. And that is where I prep all my posts. That's where I save my photos that I'm going to do for that post. And if anybody follows me on social, they know that my husband is a mechanical engineer. So I will make the post. Then my husband goes in and edits the post, because usually there's a couple things he's like, that's not even a word. And we're a good little team. But Google Keep is what I use. You can collaborate with people. It's also a really good app to have in real estate in general, because I have a to-do list with my admin on there all the time and our runner. So if he needs to go put on a lockbox or take off a lockbox, he can go in there. He can write the serial number for the lockbox so we can track it. It's a really cool app and it's free. All right. So 2 kinds of pages. All the time people say, Rachel, do I need a personal page or do I need a business page? Walk me through that. I'm going to use Facebook for an example, because that's still where I get the majority of my real estate referrals. I have a personal page and I have a business page. Now, I will be transparent and say that every single referral I received last year came to my personal page. Why? Because people work with people they like. I do have that business page, and my reason for it is simply credibility. If you go on Google and you type in Rachel Adams Lee Realtor, my business platform is going to come up for 2 reasons. One, that's where people can write reviews and testimonials. And so there's credibility there. And 2, if I'm going to do a paid advertisement, it's going to be on that page, because you don't do it through your personal page. And Google is like, yes, I love when people spend money. I'm going to boost the business page. So I would encourage you to have a personal and a business page when you're using Facebook, simply for credibility. And if people are going to Google you, that's what's going to pop up. Now, number 4, how often should you post? So we talked already that you have your 5 passions. So you already have 5 different things you can post about each week. And I always think about my social media, almost like community. I have different types of communities that I serve on social media. I have my real estate community, right? People who follow me for real estate coaching, because I do a lot of free coaching. And I'm always really open about how I built my business and stuff and scripts and all that jazz. I have my mama community. So I've been really open about my postpartum journey, and we're on fertility medication now, trying for baby number 2, and the lumps and the bumps and all the things that come with being a mom. And so I've been really open about that. So I have that community. I have my inspirational community, people who just come to my page who want to be uplifted, because I'm a pretty positive person. So I have all kinds of different communities that I serve. So whenever I'm making a post, I'm thinking, which community does this serve? And I want to make sure that I hit every community every week, so that they always want to keep coming back to view my content. And I personally believe you should be posting 5 to 7 times per week. 5 to 7 times per week. Now that's an actual post. That's not just a story. To hit the algorithm right now, the magic number of stories, if you do stories as well, is 10. So 10 stories is your magic number to hit the algorithm, where they'll start to give you more eyes, right? More views on your content. And posting 5 to 7 times per week is also fantastic. Number 5. All right. This friend right here, right? It can be our best friend or our absolute worst nightmare. My husband and I, before I met Ryan, my husband, I was working 7:30 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night. If a phone rang at 10:30, I'd answer it, because I was in this scarcity mode that I couldn't not answer my phone. People needed me. Reality is we're professionals. You would never, ever call your doctor, right, at 8 o'clock at night and expect them to answer. So I am very intentional on setting some healthy boundaries around my social media, which if you guys want to know at the end how I also set boundaries with my clients, I'm super happy to go over that with you. But for social media, I make sure that I set some boundaries, because it's not life-threatening. This isn't some major crazy thing where we have to worry about. It's just social media. So what happens is I make my post first thing in the morning. Now, an hour later, I set a timer in my calendar to go in and I'm going to hit that algorithm. So what does that mean? I'm going to go to the post that I made, and an hour after I make the post, I'm going to go through, I'm going to like, I'm going to comment, I'm going to engage with everybody who's commented on my post, because what that does, it goes boom, it hits the algorithm and it says, hey, she's using our tools. She's using our tools. Let's give her more eyes. Right. Then what happens is I set another reminder in my phone for the end of the day. It's usually about an hour before I end, after I've done my emails and everything. And I then connect, engage, and respond to everybody throughout that day. A big missing thing that people miss out on is they think just because someone comments, that's the engagement they're getting. But the missing link for you here is you have so many people who liked your comment, who liked your post, who liked the content you put out there. And they're literally people saying, hey, I see you. Hey, I'm watching you. I'm right here. So what I do, and this is like I consider this lead generation, right? For social media. I literally take my mouse. It's kind of old school, but I don't have a better system. I take my mouse, I click on the likes, I scroll over them, highlight them, copy it, and paste it to a Word document. Then what I do is I can go one by one and make sure that I can engage, send a private message, and connect with those people. Because again, I'm wanting to build my network. I want more people to see my content. So let's talk about that. Number 6, engage. Engaging with your followers is super duper duper important. Now I'm going to share with you how you can get more followers, but I first want to say, the point of making a post on social media, the point of connecting on social media is to have actual relationships. It can start online, but the magic happens when you take it offline. That's when things get really, really good. And so I want you to try to think about the different ways you can engage with people. Yes, you can comment, you can like a post, but have you ever sent a voice memo? Because this is a really awesome way to hit the algorithm right now, because it's not everyone's using it and it's very favored. So you can literally go, so say that it's Mara's birthday and everybody is posting on her page, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. And what she's going to do is what everybody does. And the next day or that night, she's going to write, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so overwhelmed by all the love, the calls, the text messages. I feel so blessed, so thankful. And it's one blanket message to everybody. And that's okay. That's what most people do. However, Mara is also going to be checking her private messages. And if someone takes the time to go into their phone and leave her a private message and say, hey, Mara, oh my gosh, girl, I just saw that. I don't know what's happening in your life, but I'm just, pretending. I just saw that your little guy just graduated from kindergarten. What a beautiful milestone for you and your family. I hope you have the best birthday ever. Just thinking about you. So that's personal. I took the time to look at her page ahead of time, see what's happening in her world, mention something super specific. And she's also hearing my voice. She's hearing my tonality. I want to encourage you to try to engage a little bit differently than you have been. I want you to try doing some voice memos. Like if we're done with this, right? We're done with the training and you're like, oh, I forgot something. Pop into my direct message and send me a voice memo. Tell me what you forgot or send me a message, right? The personal touch, that connection. I don't do birthday messages on people's pages. I always hit them in the direct message because I want to always use the tools. I want to hit the algorithm and I want to be different. So we talked about how you have the same amount of people that you see every day, right? Now, when you talk, you hear all the time, like, I want a bigger following. I want to get bigger following. Absolutely. We're going to talk about how you can get a bigger following. And what if you actually had the people that you're friends with that could refer business to you, who already like you, referring you deals, but they don't see your content? So I'm going to share with you number 7, which is my rule, Rachel's rule of 5-5-5. And this is my number one way on how I beat the algorithm every day, every month, every week. This is what I do. So on my real estate team, if you're going to join my team, you actually have to sign an addendum, a social media addendum, for what you're committing to by being on a real estate team. And one of the things we do is every single month, we make a list of 25 names. So this month we have June 25, then we'd have July 25, August 25, right? Now, who are those 25 names? Those 25 names are people that I'm friends with on social media that I don't connect with, that I haven't seen, but that I think I want to connect with and who could potentially be good referral partners. So what I do is I go through my social media and I write down the names of 25 names of people that month that I'm going to connect with, that I'm not seeing their content, right? If I'm not seeing them, they're not seeing me. And this is the rule. 5 minutes before you make a post, you're going to comment on 5 people's post, a comment of 5 words or more. So 5 minutes before I make a post, I'm going to comment on 5 people's post, a comment of 5 words or more. Now, who are those 5 people? They're from my list of my 25. So every month I'm starting to build connection, reach out, communicate with these people who I haven't been communicating with. And what's so cool is they're going to connect with you. I never reach out to someone and say, hey, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you in so long. Have you thought about buying or selling or investing in real estate? No, I would never reach out to someone to build my business that way, because that's not genuine connection. What I do, and this is what I want you to do, is I want you to write down your list of 25. And then before you make your comment, so it does take some time, and this is really important, before you make your comment, you're going to click on their page. You're going to see what's happening in their world. You're going to see the milestones they're achieving. You're going to see what makes them tick. And when you reach out to them, you're going to mention something super specific, super personal about their world and their life. And I promise you, it's going to make a huge, huge difference in your social media and your engagement. Like, watch when you start doing this, the increase in comments and likes that you have on your content, simply because new people are seeing what you're doing. Are we good? You guys having fun? Cool. You guys are so quiet in the chat section. Like, where's my audience? Where's my hype people? All right. Okay. So Ryan's 100. I love it. Okay. So I wanted to share with you guys, obviously we had to kind of shift things up a little bit in pandemic, because who the heck would imagine that we would be living through a pandemic? Robert's taking notes. I like it. That's the goal. Good, good. So what we did is we sat down as a team and we said, all right, so if we're going to add value 33 times a year to our database, what does this look like? Now, for a copy of this calendar, as well as these examples I'm going to share after, and some good scripts, you guys, there's an email at the bottom of this slide. It's thegoods@racheladamsleegroup.com. You're welcome to send an email to that, and we'll send you guys a bunch of our goodies. We also will get the roster from you guys after the class. I don't know if you guys sent it to Noelle or not, but if you send her the roster, she's going to send you this plus a bunch more. So we always like to just make sure we leave you with a bunch of content, and just make sure you guys time block your calendar to go through it, because it's pretty heavy and it's a lot of content and a lot of YouTube links, but it's going to keep you busy for the rest of the year. All right. So we broke down the months and we said, if we're going to add value 33 times throughout the year, what does this look like? Now, every time we do a client event, or every time we do a piece of content, we will text message out to our database, because that's where we get the biggest response from text. We always blanket email it out, of course, just through our main email account through Rachel Adams Lee Group. But then we also will post it on social media. Now, when you post these things on social media, what happens is, majority of the time when people get an email from a realtor, it's like the 5 ways to sell your house for springtime. And they look at the email, and before they even open it, they know who it's from and they delete it. I mean, that's what I do. I wake up in the morning, and when I go to check my emails, I go delete, 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 delete. And then I'm left with the content that matters to me, that's applicable for my life, and I read it. Most of us realtors are deletable. So I really was committed to finding content that I could put out that my database was like, heck yes, I want to work with you. And what's so cool, and I will tell you this, when you're consistent with your branding and your messaging and what you offer your database, when they send you a referral, they're literally like, oh my gosh, you have to work with Rachel. Not only is she an amazing realtor, but she does these super fun events called Mommies and Mimosas. And like she does all these cool things. So for example, Thursday night, we are doing trivia. So we're doing trivia night for our team. And I can actually show you guys the graphic. It's nothing fancy. We're doing it through Zoom. We're doing virtual trivia night. And I just sent this out to my database. Yeah. Okay. Can you guys see that? So it says virtual trivia night. So it's just like a super simple graphic. But that's one of our events we're doing. So it goes out to our database. We try every month to do one event or something that brings everybody together. And then the rest is just like content that can add value to their lives. So I'm going to share a couple of my examples with you that are higher producing either posts, comments, connections. And like, I'm a huge fan of what I call R&D, which means rip off and duplicate. If I have it, you like it, it's yours. I just want to know it's working for you. Like, tag me in it. Seriously, I want to see your business grow from something I'm helping you learn. So don't be afraid to tag me in it. When pandemic first hit here, everything shut down. California is little bananas still. everything shut down. So I looked up the best camping locations and I was like, well, we are just going to tell them where they can get some good vitamin D outside, and you can't close the campgrounds. I mean, you actually can, but whatever. Then we're 4th of July fireworks. This one's really good because these always go viral. The 4th of July fireworks and the Christmas tree lighting locations, these ones go viral. And what I would encourage you to do is find like a local moms group or a Facebook group that has a lot of followers in it, or members, and share one of these pieces of content. Those go a long way. Client appreciation event. We rented a movie theater. We partnered with our lenders. So we got to split the cost. This whole thing cost us $1,800. Our cost was $900 of that. We had a step and repeat banner. We did a fun raffle for like Toy Story, like bought it on Amazon, just like some Toy Story like figurines. This in August, we're doing a date night, movie night. So we're renting a theater. Obviously, like on the content, like the wording, we're going to say whatever the rules are for your state, and whatever, like if you have to wear masks in movie theater or if they're not open, like ours are just starting to open. Just make sure you put an asterisk with like the whatever COVID compliant is, just so that it releases all liability for you. But this is really fun. Christmas tree lighting locations, like I said, that one's really good. Where to celebrate New Year's Eve. The thing is, you want to be the local market expert. So I always think like, how can I be hyper locally known? And again, I'm showing them what's happening locally in their market. This one will go viral. Where kids eat free. If you are a parent, you know that your kid eats a lot of food, and it's really nice when you don't have to pay for it. So we like to Google where kids eat free. And then we made this content, and I have clients send me a picture of it like on their refrigerator. Like people love this one. So I would highly encourage you to do this one. We have this coming up in October. This is Family Day in the Park. So what we do is we hire a photographer. We tell them that they get a 4-hour block with us. They will be paid for those 4 hours, and they get the roster of everybody who signed up to get their photos taken. Then what happens is we always like to partner with some kind of a nonprofit. So we're doing the SPCA. If you bring a can of dog food or like cat food or whatever, then that's like your ticket to get in to do this. Lisa said, who creates these great graphics for me? Lisa, send me a message on social media and I will connect you to my marketing gal. And actually you'll get her information as well when I send out the email. But I have a marketing gal named Sonia who creates all these graphics for me, and she does it all through Canva. I'm going to write that down. If you guys have never heard of Canva, it is my favorite thing ever. So those of you who are following me and know that we just launched a coaching course, my entire coaching course is created through Canva. Every graphic we use through real estate is through Canva. It's $12.95 for the upgraded version. Get it. It's so worth it. And it's super high quality. 5 best day trips. This one was really good because we got to show locally what you can do. And obviously you guys will get specific for your area, but it's just super simple things. And sometimes people are stuck and they don't know. Be the person to help them know. We do this quarterly. This is called Letter from the Heart. So this is my most responded to email. I do not post this one. Now that I say that, I probably could post it to my stories. However, I don't post this one. I email this one out, but it's our most responded to of anything that we do. And it's a letter from the heart. So our rule, the template that we have for our team, is you have 3 personal paragraphs, 3 personal photos, and then 1 paragraph about real estate in the market. People work with people they like. They want to know that you're human and that you go on vacation, or that maybe you bought a house, or this was a really special one because we had just found out we were pregnant with my son. And I'm telling you, if you want to have some genuine connection with your database and have like a loyal following, tell them what's happening in your life, because they do care. It's not just like most realtors are like, oh my gosh, I have a client, 30-day escrow. I'm going to be an incredible realtor for these 30 days. And that client's going to give me referrals after. They don't, because you didn't keep in touch with them. The one who keeps in touch with them, they're going to connect with. And so what I think about all the time is, okay, if I want to have a genuine connection with my audience and with my clients, I need to stay in front of them. That's why we have these database touch campaigns, and we do things for them because we never want them to go anywhere else. And we never want them to use anyone else. I'm known as the Mimosa Realtor around town. If you guys remember me coming to teach in your market center, you know that I talked about this. But I think I've got 3 minutes. Okay. I kind of have like my slides timed, so I know how long I have for what I can talk about. So I was told that I need to lead generate every day. And I was like, I don't want to every day. Sometimes you just feel like you don't want to. So I found a way to build my business with something that was resonated with me. And it was called Mommies and Mimosas and Kids and Crafts. So I didn't have kids at the time. I wanted to hang out with my girlfriends. Most of them were moms. So I created this really fun event, and basically it was a 3-hour event. This is after it got a little bigger. It got much, we had a petting zoo, and we didn't have that in the beginning. Literally in the very beginning, I hosted a 3-hour event. I did it with a local moms group. We went to her house because it was already childproof. There was about 238 women in the Facebook group. She wouldn't let me in because I wasn't a mom. Fair enough. But I created a marketing flyer. She put it in there. We ended up having about 29 women come to, I think it was 29 or 30 women come to this event. It was 3 hours. I had noodle necklaces and Play-Doh, and 2 different nannies were there to watch the kids in one room. The moms were in the kitchen, just relaxing and hanging out. I never, ever talked about real estate for those 3 hours. It was just about connecting, giving them a break, giving them a breather, again, adding value to their life. At the very end, I stood up and I had a flyer that kind of matched the marketing of the ad I put in their Facebook page. And I said, hey, my name's Rachel and I'm your local realtor. I hope you enjoyed Mommies and Mimosas, Kids and Crafts. And, they've had a couple of mimosas. So they're like, yeah, we did, girl. Right. And then I said, I just wanted to give you a break. And I also want to let you know that I'm your local real estate expert. So a couple things going on in the market. One, inventory is super low. So if you're interested in how much your house is worth, it might be worth more than you thought it was. No pressure, but if you want to have, a complimentary market analysis of your home, just pop over after we're done, and I'll give me your address and I'll get it for you. Secondly, if you're looking to purchase a home, interest rates are super low. So you might be able to get, a great deal on your dream home. Obviously, this isn't pandemic market, but that was my script. And then lastly, if you're renting, you might be able to own your own home for less than you're paying someone else's mortgage. No pressure, but I'll be around if you want to chat. Took me less than 60 seconds to say that. The event cost me $349. I split that with the lender because it was the champagne and the snacks and the Play-Doh and paying for the nannies. I made $2.5 million in production from that. And I was like, holy cannoli, like this is awesome. I was able to build my business, do something I love, give back to the community. And I just remember, like, this is as I'm going in my career, because this is from 2017. I was like, this is fun. Like, this is good. And we actually have our Mommy Mimosa event next month in July here locally. So follow me on social. And like I said, get tips and tricks. If you're like, nope, that's not my vibe. I want to do cocktails and crayons, or I want to do, bikes and bourbon. If you're like, whatever it is, you can find your style. And then from Mommies and Mimosas came Easter Bunny Mimosas, Santa Mimosas. So we do a lot of it. And just as important as it is having an event is showing what I call your evidence of success. Because everybody who's watching you is, you send an invite out. And like, for example, I send an invite out to like 464 people, right? I had 29 people show up, right? It's like, but when you show evidence of success and you send an email out and thank everybody for their contribution, or, like what they've done, or if they donated food or whatever the thing is, they're like, yes, she's the kind of agent who does what she says she'll do. Most agents throw an event and you never hear from them again. I like to show evidence of success. I want to show the impact that they made on the community. Or like this one, you see the U-Haul, we did a Thanksgiving canned food drive and they donated canned food. And I mean, it was a really big deal. And we were able to give back. So that U-Haul, we actually partnered with an anti-sex trafficking nonprofit, and we were able to fill that thing to the brim. Like, that is powerful to give back. And our goal was to feed 25 families, and we were able to feed 51. So that I really agree with. Robert just said, what goes with Hennessy? Let's see. I'm like, horns and Hennessy, like classic cars. I don't know. We'll come up with something really good. Okay. Hamburgers and Hennessy. Hamburgers. Yes. Rachel, coming in clutch, girl. Hennessy and hamburgers. I mean, like, who doesn't want a good burger? Really? Okay. You guys are awesome. I feel like your market center is really fun. I want to come hang out for a day. Like, everyone's fun in this. All right. So I want to touch on this, then we'll end pretty quickly here, but, think about how many people, and you might be one of these people. They're like, oh my gosh, I had a great closing with my client and they made a fantastic review for you on Zillow. And you're like, this is a great review. I want to share it so I get referrals, because people should know how great of a realtor I am. So you post that review on Zillow, And who likes it? Like maybe 2 or 3 people. One of them is definitely your sister, your mom, right? I am super committed to helping people feel something, right? There's that saying, like, people forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So I like to tell stories. And every time I tell a story, I'm not kidding you, every time I share a story of a client, I get referrals for this. So this one's a really cool one. So this says, "Oh, you guys, this one is so personal to me." Let me move this so I can read it to you. And then just so you know, this picture, these super cute people, these are my in-laws. I had asked them, I'm like, if you follow me, you know that I like to do jumping photos with closings. So I had them and I'm like, okay, guys, we're going to take a photo and I want you to jump. And so like, okay, 1, 2, 3. And my mother-in-law, I'm like, okay, Mama, you're actually just still standing. So to jump, you need both your feet off the ground. She's like, okay, I can do it. I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, okay, so now one of your feet was on the ground, but you have to lift them both. So this is like 15 tries later to get this photo. But I shared the story and they said, "Oh, you guys, this one is so personal to me. My in-laws just closed on their dream home. About 3 months ago, I sat down at a table with both of them and we went over their list of their perfect home. They called it the 15 must-haves in our forever home. We made a game plan and went on our way. A little over a month ago, my sweet mother-in-law, Lori Lee, calls me while we're in Texas at Mega Camp. Lori: "Hi, sweetie. How are you?" Me: "I'm good, Mama. How are you?" Lori: "Oh, well, I'm great. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm scared." Me: "Oh my gosh, Mama, what's going on?" Lori: "I found my dream home, our forever home that I want to raise your unborn babies, but I wasn't pregnant with yet. In this home and build memories. It hits all my 15 points, all 15, and we love it so much." Me: "Oh, wow. Okay, well, let me call the agent, get the scoop, and let's get it." No pressure, right? I'm so excited to share that we've closed on Lori and Clayton's forever home, and we can't wait to fill it with lots of memories, love, and grandbabies. Please help me congratulate them. We did it. So look at the impressions on this, you guys. 345 people liked it, 84 comments, 84 on a real estate post. Now, what is the difference between this real estate post and something else I've done? It's the connection. It's making people feel that could be their parents or their grandparents or their cousin. And we all know how this feels when you get that call. This is the perfect house. You have to get it. And people were like, yes. And so we got 2 referrals from this one. Then I had another one where exactly, yep, it's a feel-good post. Then I had another one. And again, we're sharing success stories. We're not sharing like, oh, we lost out on 15 offers, right? Like, we're not sharing that. But people like storytelling. Like, think about if you're on an elevator and you meet someone and you have a start to conversation with them, or you're on an airplane and you have this incredible connection. It's because you shared stories, you connected deeper. Everybody likes to feel deep connection, right? And Robert said he likes how I got everyone engaged by asking to congratulate them. It's just like business, Robert. You don't get the business you don't ask for. So I like to ask for congratulations. I ask for what I want. I ask for the business. I ask for congratulations. There's another post that I did, which I think I'm going to add it into the slideshow, but you guys can find it on my feed. And it was a couple who really, they saw, I posted about this family who basically, and I got their permission, but they worked 2 jobs. The husband and wife both worked 2 jobs. They had 3 kids and a 1,700 square foot home. They were just burning the candle on both ends, but they so desperately wanted to purchase a home. And they came to me and they said, "Rachel, we don't have the money that we need to have a down payment to buy a home. We know the market is probably not the best for us, but we're desperate." And I said, "You know what, you guys, you never know what we can do. Let's get you approved for a loan. Let's see what programs are out there." So we went on our way and we started to look for their house. And you guys, they shouldn't have gotten an offer accepted on the house. The seller shouldn't have been open to give them closing costs. They shouldn't have been able to get the request for repairs that we got negotiated. Like, all the things that normally would happen that shouldn't have happened, it all fell together. And this family who never could have imagined having a home like they have now, they closed on it. And so I shared this story and I shared about them having 2 jobs and, the struggles they were going through. And again, I got their permission ahead of time. I actually sent them the post ahead of time and made sure that they were okay with it because it's personal, right? And they were tagged in it. But at the bottom of it, I said, so if you're sitting there wondering if you could be this person, if you're ready to buy a home, but you don't know if it could work for you, there's no harm in reaching out. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for you. And I meant it. Like, I genuinely meant it. And that night I got a private message from a girlfriend who said, I read your post today And I call her my girlfriend. I'd never met her before. She'd followed me from social media for 10 years. And so we kind of were friends, but we'd never met each other in person. The first time I met her was showing her this house, right? So she calls me and she said, Rachel, I desperately want a home, and we have a 10-year plan to buy a ranch property with 20 acres, and we want to have a beautiful home. And my 10-year dream home just came on the market. And I know that it's completely unrealistic, but you got a house for these people who you said that it shouldn't have happened. What do you think? And they got that house. And so it's like, it's just about making people feel that you're there for them. It's different than posting a Zillow review. Like, this is what gets you that connection on social. This is what gets you people believing in you and wanting to refer business your way. All right. So I would love to connect with you guys. If you want to find me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. These are the 3 platforms that I focus on. All of them are under Rachel Adams Lee. If you go to my YouTube channel, do a favor for me and hit that subscribe button. I'm always doing new content for you guys. I have one I'm going to be putting out this week that's called the 5 Myths of Real Estate. And it's going to be a really good one to show your buyers, especially if they're driving you bananas in this market. So this is where you guys can connect with me. And if it's okay with you, I want to share with you our new coaching course that we just launched in social media. Is that all right? Do I have a green light to do that? Cool. Okay. So I just launched a social media masterclass, and it's called Hello Social. So this is an 8-week social media masterclass. It's specific for real estate. We're going to talk about what to post, when to post, how to post. I give you an actual content calendar. We really, truly work on helping you grow your following. So if you liked what I talked about today and you're like, oh, I kind of like her vibe, I've learned a little something. That's like the tiniest bit. It's actually an 8-week course. And then I do live coaching in a private Facebook mastermind group. And actually our first mastermind is tomorrow. And this mastermind group ends up becoming your referral partners. There's people from all over the country in there. And it's just an incredible program, and I'm super proud of it. So I'm going to share with you guys the quick little commercial we have on it. And then we're going to end, and we'll be able to take off the screen, and then we'll just kind of go through Q&A, and I can answer any questions you guys have about your business. Hi there, my name is Rachel Adams Lee, and this is Hello Social. You know, when I started in the real estate industry, things looked really different. I mean, I was door knocking 200 doors and doing 3 open houses every single week. And while it took a lot out of me, results happened. I hit top 1,000 agents in the country for the Wall Street Journal in just 3 years. But you know what I realized? There was a better way. With door knocking, you can talk to one person at a time. But with social media, you can talk to thousands simply with the click of a mouse. And so I fell in love with social media. I was building relationships, making connections. I mean, the impact it had on my business was incredible. But with social media, I just felt like there was all this pressure. I felt like I had to be everything to everyone all the time. My life had to look perfect. But reality is, people work with people they like, and they like you, and they liked me. I just had to figure out what my message was going to be and be true to myself. So I decided to get really intentional about my social media. I decided to build a business model around it. And you know what was amazing? It went from 17 referrals to 50 to 123. I mean, imagine what could happen to your business if you added 123 new referrals. I now run 4 different 6-figure businesses, and all of them built through social media. And everybody always asks, Rachel, how did you do this? And now I get to share all of these secrets with you. So I've poured everything that I've learned and all of my learning experiences into this 8-week course for you. There's going to be pre-recorded webinars that you get to watch at your pace, a workbook that you download, and we even have an exclusive mastermind group where you get to do one-on-one coaching with me. Social media algorithms are always changing, and you have to stay ahead of the curve. And in this course, I'm going to help you do exactly that. I'm going to teach you how to post, what to post, who your target audience is, and most importantly, what they're looking for. It's about taking that new friend and turning them into a client or your next referral partner.
I'm going to share my favorite social apps, what hashtags can build your following, and even how to edit your photos. I'm going to give you a content calendar, help you avoid common mistakes, and build the business of your dreams. There's so many different social media platforms, so how do you know which to really focus on? In this course, we're going to be doing deep dives into Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Now, this little buddy right here, it can be your best friend or your worst nightmare. So one thing I can't leave out is I'm going to teach you how to set boundaries around your cell phone so that you not only are building this big business, but you can enjoy your life too. I get it. Social media can be intimidating, but when you lock arms with me and commit to building your business the right way, I will give you all the tools and we are going to have so much fun. So if you're ready to get equipped, motivated, and inspired, then Hello Social is here for you. Let's do this.
All right. So that is our super fun course that we just launched. I'll put the website in here for you guys. And then also we have a discount code for you. So it's normally $987. It's $697 right now. And then you guys get an additional $50 off for doing this Zoom. So I will put that in your the comment section right now. But we are open for questions. So if you guys want to turn on your cameras, I'm going to switch it to gallery view so I can see all your happy faces. And then I'm here to answer any questions that you guys have. And I'm super grateful for your time today. I know this was a lot of content and a little bit of time, but I hope you got some value out of it. I'd love to hear any takeaways you have or just any questions that you have as well.
I took 5 pages of notes. I don't know about you guys. So Rachel, that was awesome. So,
Oh, good.
yes, I'm sure these guys have some questions. So fire away, guys. Unmute yourself.
Okay, Sean says, when working with your clients, do you ever see that Facebook posts work in some states, but not others? Okay, I think I need a little bit more clarification. Can you unmute yourself, Sean?
Hey there.
So what
Yeah,
do you mean other states?
Well, I mean, like for instance, West Coast versus East Coast. I mean, I know you're not going to post about surfing in
Yeah.
New England, but I mean, you know, I've noticed that some people, and I don't know if it's just they have more interaction with their people,
Yeah.
but if I posted the same thing on my site that I saw on someone else's site, you know, they could get
Sure.
thousands of things and I get 2. So I'm just curious
Sure.
if it's like, you know, local to different states or.
Yeah, I mean, so like that testimonial that I posted, that's going to work in any state because people are feeling something. But like, you know, my 5 top day trips are going to be different than your 5 top
Right.
day trips, right? So like for me in California, camping was a big thing because people like camping here, people like hiking here, but where you are, it might be completely different. It might be like the 5 top hunting spots. Like, I don't know what you guys do there, but
Yeah, I was thinking of like the top 5 seafood restaurants or.
Exactly. Yes. 100%. That's exactly what you want to be thinking. Like, I want you for your business thinking hyper local because you're the local expert. Like, I probably wouldn't post like the top 5 seafood places in Sacramento because none of it's caught here. You know what I mean? I'd be like, here's your fresh and frozen. Like, no one's going to want that. But for you, it's a completely different ballgame. And I think that would be fantastic.
Okay.
And like that kids eat free, that can go everywhere because
Yeah,
there's going to be places
love that
for
one.
kids free. Yeah, that one seriously was like one of my most popular ones. And again, getting it, if you can also get it into some like local groups, that's when it just goes like viral. And I like to track my insights. So we'll go on a post and see like, hey, how many has this been shared? And that's really fun to do.
So you share those into local groups that you're part of.
Correct. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Great, thanks.
You bet. Okay, Lydia said, for my 80-20 rule, is that for my personal page only? Yes, absolutely. So for your personal page, it's 80-20. For your business page, it's opposite. It's 80% real estate, 20% personal. That's a fantastic question. So I still like to pepper in a teeny bit of personal on my business page, but I'm not like sharing my green smoothie. I'm sharing like a family photo or something that like everybody would be like, oh, she's a human. She's a realtor. How lovely. But like, they're not going to care about your green smoothie on your business page. They're looking for open houses. They're looking for credibility. They want to see the newest listings that you have. Okay, so Christine asked me, So as far as the coaching program, so she said, is there a team discount? So basically, if you have a team, one person will sign up for the full rate and then the next person gets a half price. So the next person will get a discounted rate of 50% off. We have a lot of teams that do it. And then depending upon your size of the team, we can talk other options too. So just shoot me a message privately if you're curious and I can help you with the next step.
Thanks.
Of course, my pleasure.
Rachel,
Yes, sir.
quick question about posting.
Okay.
Now, do you ever post the same thing for your business and your personal page, or do you
Yes.
post different things? I
I'll
mean,
post
what I've
the same, but I'll tweak it to make it like more like of my humor and my like personal self in my personal page. And like I do if I'm posting on Facebook and Instagram, it's very often the same post. I just have to change the amount of characters because you get capped at 2,200 characters or something like that on Instagram, and Facebook like doesn't care how much you write. So I will, I'll like, depending upon what I'm doing, I'll tweak it a little bit because I know that like my personal page, I can be a little more free, whereas my business page, I'm a little more professional.
How about like, I mean, like I do, where like I post it on my business page and then acting as myself, then I share it to my personal page. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
Would that
so-
be good, or you think it's better to just post on both? And
I would say
Thank you
majority of
very
the time it's better to just post on both. The
Both
only
places.
reason to post on your business page to share it is if you want more likes on your business page, but total transparency, the likes aren't doing anything for you on your business page.
Correct.
Like it really is about the referrals. That's what people care about when they go to your business page. They're not looking at how many people have liked her business.
Exactly.
And the people who like your business page is usually other realtors. Like that's who likes our business pages, is other realtors who want to support you in your business. But the referrals are going to come to your personal page.
Makes perfect sense. Thank you.
You bet. Yeah. When we close like on a deal, we have if you've ever heard of Fiverr, we made like a cartoon version of our real estate team, like as a congratulations, thank you video with my voice as the voiceover. And we say, this was the biggest financial decision you ever make. We're so thankful. And then we say, if you wouldn't mind leaving it, we're going to leave a couple links below. If you'd leave us a review or testimonial, that would be, the biggest compliment we could get. And then we do a link for Zillow, and then we do a link for Google. If you don't have testimonials on Google right now, you got to do it. They're like the biggest umbrella. They own everybody. So you really want to be pushing your Google reviews. So if you're not doing that yet, I highly encourage you to do it. And then as a follow-up, once that email goes out, I shoot a text to that client. I'm like, hey, you just got an email, just thanking you for being a part of our real estate family, and I'm super excited to get to connect with you. And we also say in that email, just so you know, you're going to be hearing from us. And that's because that 33 touch, we set the scene, we set the stage, like you're going to be hearing from us from now on. And so it's pretty awesome. Okay, you guys, we've got time for one more question. Do we have any other questions? You guys are so sweet. All your love comments. One more question. Someone's got one. I know you do. You're sitting there hoping someone else will ask it. I like to see all your faces though.
How long did it take you to build this following, your fan base? How long did it take you? A couple years?
Took me a couple years. Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, I just was like posting and expecting my social media following to grow. And I realized it was more about me engaging with others, and then they would engage with me. So just like everything in life, when you make it not about yourself, everything else starts to kind of like add value, and things just start to grow. So I really am intentional about making sure I add value to other people. I pour into them. I comment on their posts, their families, their connections. And then in return, they think of me. And what's cool too is like, most of the referrals I get, they're not people who need to buy or sell their house. They're people who they know who need to buy or sell their house. And like, hey, you got to talk to Rachel. She was always posting this, or I got this from her, or my friend, or whatever that is. Last question I'm going to answer is from April. She says, how do I organize my daily post ideas? So I have a social media tracker. It's part of my coaching program that I use. And I basically just created it, and it has the days of the week, and I make sure that I have my 5 passions, and I literally just make sure I hit through it. I'm really big on making sure that, like, some people are just like, I just wing it. And yes, I do have times where I wing it if I'm like inspired in the moment for a post, but majority of the time I'm prepped ahead of time because we're busy, you guys. There's always an appraiser who needs us. A lockbox didn't get put on. Like, there's so many things that happen in our real estate business. And I'm just like, the most I can do, it's this no different than my client events. Like I have my client events booked out for the whole year because I know what's coming every month. And I know that I need to advertise that next month for the one coming up and I need the marketing done. So it's like, if you can be proactive in your real estate business instead of reactive, then you can like take a deep breath. Because most realtors I know, we have this like frenetic energy because we're like always on the go. We're eating in the car. We like don't drink enough water. It's like all the things. But like if you guys, I'm like, this is my life. Like I always have like hydration in all the forms by me at all times. And I'm, you know, like I just, this world is crazy that we're in. And so we kind of have to stick together. And that's like why I even started in the coaching space, is I felt like I sort of have it together. And I was like, I just, if I can do it, if I can help anyone else build their business or streamline a process, like it's just, it works better. So that's what I do.
This has been amazing. I think everybody's
thank you so much.
thrilled. Yes. Rachel, thank you for being here. And guys, we're going to be sharing both of our rosters with Rachel's assistant. So you're going to get an email with all the goods from Rachel. So look for it. So you have all that.
Awesome. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're wonderful. And I just, I can't wait to come get to speak in your office live. And thank you for making this happen for me.
Thank you, Rachel, so much.
All right. Thanks, Stephen.
good
Appreciate
day.
you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Rachel.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
You bet.